Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Friday, August 14th is going to be one for the history book. We have to talk about EJ DiMera because EJ is doing what EJ does best. He is plotting. So Devlin St, John has been a massive thorn in his side. John Oliver has been playing this chief water inspector role. And honestly, it has been hilarious. But EJ is not laughing anymore. Devlin knows all about the Coral Seal tainting the water on Smith Island. He knows the dirty details, and he has been blackmailing EJ. But EJ is sick of it. He has been sick in bed with the flu, but he is gathering his strength because EJ wants Devlin silenced permanently. So what is EJ going to do? The spoilers say he has a stunning exit plan for Devlin, and Rita Lesley is going to help him. Rita is EJ's loyal assistant. She does all his dirty work, and now she is helping him get rid of Devlin. But how? Is it a DiMera Island trip? We know the DiMeras love dumping people on that island. Just ask Sarah Horton. Or maybe it is an amnesia serum. Doctor. Rolf has plenty of those lying around. John Oliver wanted a soapy exit. And this is going to be wild. EJ is going to extreme length. And it just shows how desperate he is. Because EJ cannot let the truth about the drugs come out. He just can't. And this brings us to Kat Greene. Because Kat gets some disturbing news on Friday. She realizes EJ is missing from his sickbed. And she knows that means trouble. Kat has been running this massive ISA con on EJ. She is trying to take him down, but she is getting obsessed. She even stole a letter from Melinda Trask's office. Andrew Donovan and Rafe Hernandez told her to back off, but she won't. And now EJ is out of bed and plotting. Kat is probably freaking out. She knows EJ is dangerous. And if he is missing, he is up to no good. So she is going to be on high alert because EJ is a DiMera, and DiMeras never play fair. They just don't. EJ is always one step ahead, and Kat is going to have to scramble to figure out what his exit plan for Devlin actually is. But EJ is not the only DiMera keeping secret. Johnny is having a massive crisis of conscience. And honestly, I feel so bad for him. Johnny is a good guy. He doesn't want to be like his dad. He doesn't want to be like Stefan. But EJ keeps dragging him down. Johnny knows about the Coral Seal cover-up. He knows about the drug. And he is hiding all of this from Chanel. And the guilt is just eating him alive. He loves Chanel so much, but he is lying to her face every single day. And that is a recipe for disaster in Salem. It always is. So I wonder if he will tell Theo that he needs to go to the DiMera mansion. Johnny might be the one who tips Theo off because he just can't take the lies anymore. He knows what EJ is doing to Lexie is wrong. And Johnny wants to clear his conscience. And speaking of Chanel, things are getting so scary for her on Friday. She is dealing with labor pain, and she realizes the baby is coming. But this is not a normal birth. Chanel has breast cancer. She refused chemo because of the baby. And now she is going into high-risk labor. Kayla is going to have to rush in, and Johnny is going to be absolutely terrified. He might lose his wife. He might lose his baby. Chanel is going to be bleeding. And she is going to tell Johnny she is scared. And we are scared too, because we know Chanel and Johnny are leaving Salem later this year. So this storyline has us all on edge. Will little Quattro survive? Will Chanel? It is just so much stress. And Paulina is going to be losing her mind with worry. Just a few days ago, Paulina was feeling the baby kick. And now this. It is a nightmare. But the biggest drama on Friday is happening in the DiMera because Marlena Evans finally blabbed. She told Theo Carver the truth. She told him that Lexie's miracle drug is failing and that Lexie is dying. Again, Marlena urged Theo to search the DiMera mansion because Cat Greene found out Lexie was down there while under hypnosis, and Marlena pieced it together. So Theo is on a mission. He is desperate. He wants to find his mom. He wants to comfort her. And he doesn't care what EJ wants. He doesn't care about anything except getting to Lexie, because Theo loves his mom, and he has already lost her once. He is not going to let her die alone in a dark basement. So Theo heads to the mansion, and he still has EJ's access code, but he runs into Rita Lesley, and Rita is standing guard because EJ gave her strict order. Nobody goes down to Lexie's room, but Theo is not backing down. He looks Rita right in the eye and threatens. He tells her, if you don't get out of the way, I will make you get out of the way. And I just love seeing this fierce side of Theo. He is fighting for his family. And Rita relents because she knows Theo means business, but she probably runs straight to EJ to warn him because she is terrified of EJ, and she knows EJ is going to be furious that Theo got past her. But Rita also has to help EJ with the Devlin situation. So she is spread pretty thin on Friday. And then Chad DiMera joins Theo. Chad is always trying to be the good DiMera. And he goes down into the tunnels with Theo, and they find her. They find Lexie. And it is going to be absolutely heartbreaking. Lexie is lying there, dying, in a makeshift bed in the cold, dark DiMera tunnels, the exact same tunnels where she first got infected with the thing that killed her years ago. It is just so cruel. EJ is so cruel for putting her down there. Even if Lexie asked for it, EJ should have known better. It is inhumane. And Theo and Chad are going to be devastated when they see her fading away. It is just a massive tragedy. The tunnels are so creepy and dark, and Lexie deserves so much better than that. So Theo immediately calls his dad. He calls Abe, and Abe is currently at the bistro. It is his birthday. And Lonnie is there comforting him because Abe is already worried sick about Lexie. He called Celeste Perot in South Africa and found out Lexie wasn't there. So he knew something was wrong. And then he gets this call from Theo, and his whole world is going to shatter. Abe is going to rush to the DiMera mansion. He is going to go down into those tunnels, and he is going to join Theo at Lexie's deathbed. And you just know James Reynolds is going to act his heart out in these scenes because Abe and Lexie are an iconic soap couple. And losing her again is going to destroy him. But they are not going to leave her down there. No way. Abe and Theo are going to get Lexie out of those tunnels. They are going to take her to Salem University Hospital because they refuse to let her die in the DiMera basement. They want her in a proper hospital bed, surrounded by love, not surrounded by DiMera's secret. So they rush her to the hospital, and this is where things get even more intense because EJ is going to show up, and EJ always thinks he can just walk into any room and take over, but not this time. EJ is going to recover enough to come to the hospital. He wants to see Lexie, but Abe is not having it. Abe is going to completely flip out on EJ. He doesn't want him anywhere near Lexie. Abe is going to rage at EJ and demand that he gets out. And honestly, EJ deserves it. He played God with Lexie's life. He brought her back with Doc Ralph's faulty serum. And then he hit her in a tunnel when she started dying again. Abe has every right to be furious. His grief is just going to consume him. And EJ is going to have to face the wrath of a heartbroken husband. EJ should just walk away. But his ego is too big for that. And while Abe is raging and grieving, Paulina's going to be standing on the sidelines. Paulina wants to be there for Abe. She is his wife. But with Lexie on her deathbed, Abe is not going to be able to see beyond his own devastation. He is going to be completely blinded by his pain. And Paulina is going to feel shut out. It is going to be really interesting to see how long it takes Paulina and Abe to reunite after Lexie transitions and he loses her for the second time. Because right now, Abe's heart is only with Lexie, and Paulina has to just stand there and watch the man she loves break into a million pieces. It is a terrible position for Paulina to be in. And Theo is going to need comfort too. He is losing his mom all over again. And the spoilers say he might turn to Stephanie Johnson. Stephanie just moved out of Alex's place. Her marriage is falling apart because of Joy Wesley and the baby. So Stephanie is single and vulnerable, and Theo is grieving and vulnerable. And this vibe feels like major trouble. They are going to be leaning on each other, and it could lead to something messy. Grief does crazy things to people in Salem. And we know Theo is just looking for a shoulder to cry on, but Stephanie is a mess right now. She is dealing with her own trauma. So this could be a really bad idea for both of them, but it is definitely going to happen. So Friday is just packed with emotion. We have Devlin getting silenced by EJ in some crazy soapy way. We have Johnny drowning in guilt while Chanel fights for her life and their baby in the maternity ward. We have Kat Greene realizing her target is on the move. And we have the absolute tragedy of the Carver family finding Lexie in those dark tunnels. It is a day of reckoning. And EJ DiMera is at the center of all of it. His actions are destroying so many lives right now. And you just have to wonder when it is all going to catch up to him. Because it has to. Rafe and Kat are building a case. But EJ keeps slipping away like he always does. But for now, our hearts are just breaking for Abe and Theo. Watching Lexie die twice is just cruel storytelling, but it makes for great drama. The hospital scenes are going to require a box of tissues, and I am so curious to see John Oliver's final scene. A DiMera Island trip would be iconic. Or maybe EJ just ships him off in a crate like he did to Kristen. Whatever happens, you do not want to miss Friday's episode. It is going to be raw. It is going to be messy. And it is going to change everything for the Carver family. So make sure you tune in, because Salem is never going to be the same after this week.